Today, we're going to go from my first experience that I can remember with spiders and the road trips my dad used to take us on. Welcome back to the Shield Network. I am your host, Bad News Harris, and this is episode 4 of L.O.R.E. Bad memory. Well, first, today's episode is a bit different from the last 3 because for once, my mother isn't the center of today's bad memory. So it might be a little short. Bad memory. When I was about 7, 8-ish, and we were living in the house near the deserted area behind Carl Albert Junior High, my brother, sister, and I came across this, well, for our ages, this thing was huge. It was our first encounter with a tarantula. And like I said, the thing was huge, it had fur all over the place, and it was just minding its own business. But my sister was so fascinated with it that she just had to have it. So she went home really quick, since again, not too far out from our house. Got herself a jar, came back, and then swapped that sucker right up. My sister never had any fear. Anyway, we got the speeder in the jar. We sauntered our way back home. And we decided to show our dad, and my dad was all for it. I mean, my dad didn't show any fear either. And so he took it from my sister. We went into the kitchen, and he put it into this aquarium, terrarium thingy, whatever the hell you want to call it. The big glass containers that you put insects, arachnids, and snakes in. Anyway, he put it in there, put the metal grate lid thingy on top, the mesh top, so the airflow can still go through. Put that on top, and that was pretty much it for that experience. That venture was done. It was a quick one. But later on in the day, I decided to take a nap. I wasn't usually one for naps when I was a kid, but every once in a while I'd mix it up. Anyway, the point is I took a nap in the kitchen one day, that same day, and when I woke up, it was like right here on me, and when I woke up and looked downwards and I could, see it staring me in the face, I, understandably, freaked the fuck out. I jumped up, I started batting all over the fucking place trying to get it off of me. I ran screaming to my dad. He didn't know what the hell was going on. I couldn't audibly tell him because I was too busy freaking out. And my sister didn't know what was going on at first either until she went to the kitchen and noticed that the spider was gone. And then she went in and told Dad, and then he was like, did you find the spider on you? And I was like, I woke up with the spider on me. Yeah. Sadly, with this being my first memorable experience with an arachnid, it kind of freaked me out enough to where I feel the freak out sensation about all arachnids. That doesn't mean I run from them. It's the first trigger feeling you feel in your gut when you see something you don't like, or not that you don't like. I love spiders and snakes. They just freak me out because of my experiences with them. Anyway, it's the sinking feeling you first get before you suck it up and you realize, hey, I'm actually bigger than this, and then you just keep going like the adult you are. It's that feeling. Ever since then, the sinking feeling in my chest has always happened every time I've seen a spider, even if it's the smallest. I mean, hell, just one of those little small ones that like to just dingly run all over you. It's like, no. Sinking feeling, gone. Like, hell, in my office, especially recently, with the weather being wonky, being cold, driving them away, warming up, bringing them back, getting cold again, driving them back inside the house, and, well, my office is the least protected place in the house. So they all come in here. So I'll find them there. I'm willing to bet there's some just there's probably some nesting inside of my tidal belts up here. And they love to end up right here. Like, right here. Because that's where I'm usually finding them. So I'll take a Clorox wipe of some sort. Then I'll just go put the wipe in my hand, just wrap it right up. That way it suffocates with the alcohol. I don't always like killing the spiders, but when they're in my personal space and in my things, then yeah, they're gonna die. But if, say, we catch them in the living room, kitchen, or something like that, then I'll catch them and then I'll take them outside. But point is that one experience with the the tarantula set in that permanent traumatic feeling to where now I can't willingly let one just crawl on me like some arachnid lovers do, which is a shame because, again, I enjoy looking at them, I enjoy learning about them, I enjoy watching them. It's just can't go any further than that, unfortunately. Good memory. Okay, same time frame, about 6 or 7 years old. My dad was a truck driver for a company called Cedar Creek. He hauled lumber all over the country, which is why he was gone for a lot during the weeks, but he was home on the weekends most of the time. Well, every once in a while, like every great once in a while, he would, if he was going someplace he thought that one of the three of us, my brother, sister, or I, would enjoy, he would keep us out of school one day and then take us with him on his road trip. And of course, he always calculated in the time frame so we would only be gone for a single day, not missing too much. And he took each of us out, I think, twice a piece. Not consecutively. It was, it's hard to differentiate, but I remember going out twice, and I remember my brother and sister being gone twice, so that's what I'm going to count this on. I don't remember what my brother and sister got to do. They didn't really talk about how much, whether they had fun or much like that. I personally had a shit ton of fun on my road trips with my dad, because he would grab it, like he would wake us up at about 3 a.m. because he would have to be on the lot and all that jazz by 5 and out, blah, blah, blah. So we would get woken up that early. We'd nap a little bit more on the way to the lot. And when he'd drive into the lot, we wouldn't go park normally. He would find his truck, make sure the coast is clear, because, of course, you're not supposed to have children right to you. And he would make sure the coast is clear, and then he would grab us and then rush us into his truck, getting us all set up in the back, seatbelted, blah, 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 just ready to go. And in his truck, in his cab, blah, 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 then he'd close up in the back while waiting to get his paperwork and all that jazz, because trucks were already on while they're being loaded, so just had to wait till we were good to go. And then, once everything was good, boom! Once we were on the highway, my dad would let us know when it's clear to get out of the bed part of the cab, and then we just climb up to the front, and then boom! We'd spend the rest of the time frame with him. Then, hiding right back once we get back home, and cycle starts all over again. Well, my first time going, my dad took me out to California. It was cool. It was sunny, blah, blah, blah. That's really all I can remember too much about it. The second time was really the more memorable part, because on our way home, we had gone to Missouri. I think it was Branson. And on the way back from Missouri, there was a tornado that ended up forming like in the big ass emptiness of Kansas. But the tornado formed and hit the road, so the heat signature on the road kept it going, following the heat source. Kind of like how you see a tornado hit the highway and then turn onto the highway. That kind of situation, but it landed behind us as we were going. So, for a while, we were being chased by a tornado that was far enough behind us not to be a threat, but close enough to where we could see it in the mirror. Which was kind of cool, because I was just like, it was fun. I mean, not really too much more to it, though. It was just a fun experience going to Missouri and back because of the tornado being chasing us. But, I mean, you can't really complain. Nothing happens, and my dad and I had fun. Like I said, this video didn't have too much trauma in it, so it wasn't too bad and wasn't too long. But still counts, because it's still part of me as I was growing up, because it has to deal with me bonding with my dad. And that's half the point, is explaining the good things that brought me up, and then the bad thing that brought me up. So, final thought. If you're young, properly contain your arachnids and your snakes. Otherwise, you might wake up with one on your chest, and then the phobia of which sets in for life, and you can no longer enjoy it. Well, on the other hand, road trips. If you can take them, take them. They're a great bonding experience. And absolutely take advantage of them. Because when my dad had to leave his job at Cedar Creek, thanks to things that happened later on, road trips became a thing of the past. Not his fault. It was never his fault. Take advantage of the bonding moments. Just saying.